Good morning. Welcome to my channel on V4U student online tutoring. Today we will see how to execute a DML command in SQL, Oracle SQL. Okay. So we know. So these are all the DML command. So first one is we have select. Second we have insert. Third we have delete command. Fourth we have update command. These four are DML commands which are used for manipulating your data. So DML stands for data manipulation language. Okay. So data manipulation language means you can read some data from the table, or you can insert some new record into the table, or you can delete existing record, or else you can go for modifying existing data within the table. Okay. So select command means it is equivalent to read and display. So based on our requirement or constraint, it will read data from the given table and display. So insert command means, so inserting tuple or record into the table. Okay. Next, delete command means we can go deleting existing record from the table. Okay. Update means modifying or changing the value of existing record. Modifying value, existing value within the record. Okay, these four commands are called DML command. DML means data manipulation language. Okay, select command, it is used for reading and displaying content of the table based on our requirement. Okay, so it is equivalent to printf statement in C. Okay, or cout statement in C++. Okay, so it will display the content in the terminal. Okay, insert command means we can go for inserting new record into the table. As I told, Oracle is meant for RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. RDBMS means we are going to store the data in the form of table. That is structured data we are going to store. Okay, that is the purpose of having RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Table kind of structure we have to follow. So before executing these DML command, you have to have DTL command. That is, you have to have table. So for that, you have to execute DTL command, data definition language. There we have create table command. Okay. So that command is used for creating table. Then you can modify the structure of the table. That is, either you can add or remove attribute within that table, or you can rename, or you can truncate. That is, you can remove all the existing records. So that are so for that purpose we have data definition language, that is for altering the structure of the table. Now we will see these four commands, how to execute these four commands. So for that, first go to run button, start your Oracle SQL Plus. Okay, here I am opening SQL Plus. So start SQL Plus. Yes, just to give yes. Then connect with your database using username and password. Here I am using username is system. That is a username, default username I have given, and password is manager. So these username and password are given during installation. So once it is successfully connected, then you will get a prompt like this SQL. Okay. So if you want to display the existing table, say for example, what are all the tables we have within our database? For that, we have to use select star from all tab. That is, it display all the tables that are stored in the table. So here we have table, all those things. So assume that now I'm going to creating one table employee. Okay. So for that, I have to use create command. Create table. My table name is EMP. Employee with these attribute employee ID of type number, data type of 3. It means it will accept maximum of 3 digits. Then the employee name of type varchar 2 of 20. But most employee name can have 20 characters. Okay, that is the meaning of varchar 2 of 20. Varchar is a character related data type. Then we have department name, branch, a department of type varchar 2 of 5. Maximum you can have abbreviation for each and every department. So maximum number of character is 5. Next we have salary. Okay, of number 5 digit salary. Okay. So I get created table. So the output of that create table command is table created since there is no error. So create command is create table. Table name is employee. Within this table, what are all the attributes you have? I have 4 attributes. One is employee ID. Second one is employee name. Third attribute is department, and fourth attribute is employee salary. Okay. So all these attributes are separated by comma. So you got to follow this index. Attribute name, that is field name, first field name followed by data type of that field, comma. So within parenthesis we have 3. It means the size of the employee ID, number of digits, number of character, like that. So my table is created. Okay, let's see what is the structure of this employee. DESC So it will show what are all the attributes you have, what are all the constraints you have, and what are all the data type of each and every field, that is column. So here I have 4 field, employee ID, employee name, and there is no constraint. Under null column we have empty. So I have not given any constraint on these attribute, and the data type of these attributes are given here. So these data domains, that is also called domain of the attribute. Okay, these domains are given while creating table. Okay, now I'm practicing first command. What is the command? I'm insert command. Okay, say for example, I'm executing read command, select command, select star from employee. What will be this? Let's check what is the output. No rows selected. Since there is no record so far, we have not yet inserted any record, so it will display the output as no rows selected, empty table. A table is empty. That is why we got this output, no rows selected. Now let's insert some record. We have different method for inserting values into the table. We will see one by one. So first thing is insert into table name. What is the table name where I am going to insert employee table? Okay, values. So if it is a numerical attribute, you have to give the value as it is. No need to use single quote. If it is a character, non-numerical attribute, you have to give that value within single quote. So what is the first attribute? Employee ID. So employee ID is number, numerical attribute. So simply we can give 1. Employee ID is 1. Employee name is varchar. So if it is a character related data type, you got to use single quote. For example, my employee name is Kumar. Within single quote, I have to specify char and varchar, date or time, timestamp. All those values are given within single quote. If it is a numerical, decimal, integer, number, data type, then simply give the value. No need to use single quote. What is the third attribute value? Department. Department also character. So we have to use follow single quote. So my department is CSE. Okay, comma. What is the last salary? Field is salary. My salary is, for example, 20,000. So it is a number data type, so no need to use single quote. Okay, so if field. So you got to follow this order. What is the first attribute? What is so value for the first attribute, value for the second attribute, value for the third attribute, and value for the fourth attribute. So in order, you got to insert this value. Now let's see. Select star. Now, so previously it was there is no record, empty record. Now I have inserted one record. So I'm receiving output, the first record value. Select star from employee. It means I'm displaying the entire content. Star means all the information from the employee table. It will display all the attribute followed by how many records you have within the table. So next we will see next method of insertion is partial. Insert into employee. So I'm inserting only value only for employee ID, comma employee name, comma department. Values. Out of 4 attributes, I'm inserting value for only 3 attributes. For that, whatever attribute we are going to insert. So those attributes are listed within the parentheses. So insert into employee table. What are all the values I'm going to pass? I'm passing value for employee ID, employee name, and department. So followed by values. So value for these 3 attributes are, for example, 2. Next we got Raj. Name of the employee is Raj. That is a vector, so I got to follow this code. Next we got department, so IT. Okay, so actually we have 4 attributes, 4 field or 4 column, but here in this second type of insertion, I'm passing value for only first 3 field. I'm ignoring the 4th field, that is salary column. So it is called partial insertion. So what will happen for the rest of the attribute means it will insert null values or blank. Let's see the output. So look at this. First insertion, I have given value for all the 4 attributes. So it is inserted like that. For second insertion, here I have given value for only these 3 field. So here it is inserting value for first 3 field, and for salary attribute it is blank. Blank means null. Okay, there is no value for, so we have not given the value, so it is inserting blank or null values into this column. If you are ignoring any attribute while inserting means it will insert null value. So, for example, I am inserting values for employee name and department. So now I'm inserting only these 2 fields, values for these 2 fields. So let's check. Employee name is Sham and department is Ridley. So in very first insertion, so here I got given value for all the 4 columns. So employee ID name, and department and salary. So it is inserting corresponding value under this column within the table. So next time in next insertion, I'm passing value only for first 3 attribute employee, and I'm ignoring 4th attribute, that is column. So I'm not given any value for salary. So what will happen? It try to insert null value. So here there is blank. Blank means in database it is blank means it is a null. Okay. Now I'm inserting values only for these 2 attributes, employee name and department. Values are given here. Okay. Now let's check output. So for employee ID it is blank, and also salary also blank, since I have given value only for employee name and department. So in third record, we have null values for employee ID and employee salary. Okay, since I have given only value only for this employee name and department, for rest of the attribute it will insert null values. Okay, so this is the case. Next we will check another type of insertion. For example, either you can follow this syntax: insert into table. What is the table name? Where I'm going to insert means employee. Employee table values. During runtime, it will insert value. So it will prompt you to enter value for each field. So ampersand, if it is what is the first attribute name? Employee ID, comma. So ampersand symbol each you got to append you have to proceed the variable name before with the ampersand symbol. So followed by single quote, we got to use employee name. If it is a character data type, you got to specify the variable name within double quote, single quote. Next we have what is the department name. So that is also varchar type. So ampersand of department, comma, what is the fourth attribute? Salary. It's a numerical data type, so it's no need to use ampersand symbol. So no need to use single quote. So we have ampersand of salary. Okay. So it will prompt you to enter the value for employee ID. So ampersand symbol followed by some very attribute name you have given. No, for that it will prompt whatever the attribute it preceded with ampersand symbol. So it will ask you to provide value for those attributes. Here all these four attributes are preceded with the ampersand symbol. So it will ask you to enter value for these four fields. So I am entering, for example, 4. Employee ID is 4. Employee name is Raja. Department is CSE. Salary is 30,000. So one row inserted, created. So automatically, so if you want to insert next row means simply you have to give forward slash. So it will ask you to enter values for next record. So for example, I'm inserting employee ID 5 with ID 5. Then we have employee name. Morgan, department 80, salary 40,000. Okay, now let's see output, whether it is inserted or not. Yeah. Okay. So I got given, so this so far we have seen 3 method of insertion. First method, we got to follow this notation syntax. Insert into employee existing table name values for those attribute of that table. So here I have 4 attribute within the employee table. First attribute is employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. So I got to pass values for these 4 attributes. So that is the first case. Second case, partial insertion. Instead of passing all the values, I can go for passing values for only few attributes. For that, we can follow this syntax. Insert into employee. Instead of passing value for all the 4 attributes, I am passing value only for these 3 attributes, employee name, and department. For that, you got to specify the immediately after the table name, you got to specify the what are the attribute you are going to pass. So I'm going to pass value for these 4 attributes. So employee followed by employee ID, employee name, department, values. So for these 3 attributes, it will consider these value. So that is a partial insertion. So if you have ignored any attribute means it will try to insert null values, blank. Blank indicates null. So in this case also I have given values only for employee name and department. So employee ID for employee ID and employee salary, it will insert blank. Blank means null in database point of view. Okay. So or else you can use these notation. Okay. So you can type insert command like this, insert into employee values instead of values. So first case, here I am proceeding each attribute with the ampersand symbol. Okay, ampersand of employee ID, comma. If it is a character data, non-numerical data type, we got to use single quote. So within single quote, ampersand of employee name, ampersand of attribute name, second attribute name, comma, ampersand of department, comma, ampersand of salary. So once you press the enter means it will prompt you message to enter this value for these 4 attributes. So what are all the attributes that are preceded with the ampersand symbol? For those attributes, it will prompt you the message. So once you entered the means those values are substituted here in this case. Whatever the value you have entered, that is substituted in this case. Now it is equal to first case, case 1 insertion. If you want to insert second record means simply you got to use forward slash. So it will prompt you the message for entering those values for those attributes. Okay, so like this we can insert records. That is the insert command. So next we have seen select command. Select all information from employee table, all the attribute and all the record. That's the meaning. Okay. Suppose if I want to display only employee name, so for that we got to use select. What is the attribute name you want to display? Employee name from employee. So based on the requirement, it will display the output. So I don't want to display all the attribute value. I want to display only the employee name column. So select followed by column name that we want to display from employee table. So since the name is belongs to employee table, so you got to specify the from which table you want to display that column. Okay. Even you can display multiple columns. So for that employee, for example, employee, I want to display employee name and department. Then it will display those two columns. Okay, order is doesn't matter. Even if you can display department, then followed by employee name. So the order of the attribute is doesn't matter. So how it is appearing in table. So based on your requirement, it will display the output. That is the purpose of select command. Okay. So next we will see delete command. That is how to delete, remove existing record or tuple. Each row is called record or tuple. So based on the condition, we can delete the tuple or record. Now I'm say for example, I'm going to deleting the record with the employee ID 2. So for that, we got to use execute delete command. Delete from which table I want to delete that. So I'm deleting from the employee table where condition also. So where employee ID equal to 2. So what will happen here? We are getting output as one row deleted. Since based on the condition, it will check the records. How many records we have where we have employee ID equal to 2. So if you look at this table, so here we have only one record with employee ID 2. So that particular record is deleted. Let's see output whether it is deleted. Now that record is deleted from the table. Okay, that is the purpose of delete command. Deleting record from the table. Okay, if you want to specify multiple conditions, we can. Say for example, if I want to delete a record having null values in any one of the attributes, then you can use delete command. For example, like this: delete from employee where employee where salary. Say for example, salary is null. So here we go. In only in second record we have salary that is equal to blank. Blank means null. So for that, so that record is deleted from the table. Delete from employee where salary is null. So it will search for record having null values under salary column. So it will delete those records. So now you have these three records. That is the purpose of delete command. Okay. So far we have seen how to insert a record into the table, and we have seen three methods of insertion. In case 1, we have given value for all the 4 attributes. In case 2, we have given values only for few attributes. So for rest of the attribute, it will insert null values. Next, we have seen select command. Select means read and display. So select star from employee means it will display all the attribute and all the record values, corresponding record. Select all from employee, that is the meaning. Okay, if we want to display only particular column means we can specify the column immediately, that particular attribute immediately after select command. Select employee name from employee. Okay, if you want, we can display multiple column, employee name and department, no issues. So delete command, it is used for removing record from the table based on certain condition. Okay, so here I have deleting record where we have employee ID that is equal to 2. Based on this condition, we have only one record with employee ID 2. That is here it will employee ID column, we have 2 here. So here we have only one record with employee ID 2. So that particular record is deleted. Next, if I want to delete a record having null values in any one particular field or attribute means you have to use these conditions. So it's a delete from employee where name of the attribute is null. Here you are not supposed to give equal to null. Here for checking null or not, we have to use attribute name followed by is null. So it will check for record having null values under this column, salary column. If it is found, it will delete that record. Then it will display the output. So what is the another command we have seen? DML we have update command. So update command, it is used for modifying values within the table or updating values. Say for example, in this case, I'm going to change the salary value of employee ID 5. Okay. Previously, here we have for employee ID 5, we have salary that is equal to 40,000. Now I'm changing this value from 40,000 to 30,000. Okay. Let's see how to update that value. So for that update, we have to execute update command, update table. So what is the table I'm going to update? Employee. Set. What is the new value I'm setting? Salary of that is equal to 30,000. Where to which record we are update? Where employee ID equal to 5. So as per this query, I'm updating salary of an employee having employee ID equal to 5. So here already we have existing value that is 40,000. Now I'm changing it into 30,000. So one row updated. Let's see output. Now look at, previously it was 40,000. Now it is updated as 30,000. That is the purpose of having update command. If you have not given specified any condition, means irrespective of any condition, it will set all the value, all the record value that is equal to 40,000. Say for example, here I'm not giving any condition. What will happen means, so for all the record, it will assign value that is equal to 25. If you have given any condition, means it will, since here only we have 3 records, for all these 3 records, it will assign the value that is equal to 25. Okay, let's see output. Irrespective of any condition, all the record will have same value under this salary column. Either you can specify the condition under where clause. Based on this condition, it will go and update the record. So in this case, update employee set salary equal to 30,000, where employee ID equal to 5. Only for this particular employee, the value is assigned set as 30,000. Okay, where employee ID 5. So previously it was 40, now it is updated as 30. Here in this case, I have not given any condition. So for all, irrespective of condition, for all the record, I am setting value that is equal to 25,000. Here we have only 3 records. For all these 3 records, the salary is updated as 25,000. That is why we are getting output as 3 rows updated. That is the purpose of update command. Okay. Similarly, if you are not given any condition in delete command, say for example, delete from employee, what will happen is it will delete all the records irrespective of any condition. So delete from employment, so all the existing. Now we can check whether. So since all so previously we had 3 records, but I have execute delete from employment without any condition. I have not given any condition. So by default, it will delete all the existing record. So here we have 3 rows deleted. So I want to display the content of the table, means select star from employee. So no more record is found. That is the purpose of delete command. Even you can use truncate. The main difference between delete and truncate is truncate, it is faster than delete command. Okay. So when you can go for delete, mean if you want to delete only a specific record from the table, then you can go for delete command. So if you want to delete all the records, then you can go for truncate. That is the purpose of having truncate and delete. Delete is slower than, somewhat slower than truncate. Only delete, the delete command purpose is we can delete certain record based on condition. In truncate, no need to specify any condition, but here you can specify condition and you can delete certain record. So if there is no changes, then you can commit the changes. Commit means it is equal to save operation. So so far whatever the operation we have done, all these operation, that is the purpose of commit command. Save changes within the database, that is in hard disk. Permanently it is updated. Once after commit, that my new transaction is executed. Okay. So we will see some summarization of this DML command. Okay, I have created one table with 4 attributes. Okay, employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. Okay, create table belongs to DDL command, data definition. Once a table is created, we can check. So before inserting any record, you have to check what are all the fields or attributes you have within the table and what are all the domain of each and every attribute. Domain means data type. So based on these information only, we can insert the values. Okay. So here I have, so for that I have you executed DESE, describe table command, DESE employee. So it will list out all the attributes within that table and the domain of corresponding attributes. So if I want, so far I have created a table, I have not yet inserted any records. If I am displaying the content of the table means, it will display the output as no rows selected. Now I have I'm inserting one record. So since table is created, now we can go for insertion. Before creating table, you cannot insert any records. First thing, you have to define this structure. Structure means what is the table name, what are all the attributes or column of that table. So once you have created a table, then you can go for insertion. Insert into employee values. So this notation we have to follow. Syntax we got to follow. Insert into where I'm going to insert. I'm going to inserting values into this table, employee table. What are all the values? I have given values for all the 4 attributes. If it is a numerical attribute, simply you got to give the value. If it is a non-numerical attribute, you got to specify the value within single quote. So you will get output as one row created. So if you want to display the content of the table, again you can select star from employee. So it will display content of the table. Here we have only one record. Since so far we have inserted only one record, so it will display the information of the table. Next, we can go for inserting values only for few attributes. Say for example, in this case, instead of inserting values for 4 attributes, I'm inserting values only for these 3 attributes: employee ID, employee name, and department. And value for these 3 attributes are 2, Raj, and IT. Okay. So what will happen means it will insert null values for the remaining attribute, blank rest of the attribute. So whatever the value you are giving here, it is inserted for that column for that attribute. For salary is ignored here. So for salary, it will try to insert null values. So look at this table. So for second record, salary field is having blank. Blank means it is equal to null in database. So next I am inserting values only for these 2 attributes. So for employee ID, employee salary, in third record we have blank. In second record only salary. Since in second insertion we have ignored only salary column, but in third insertion we have ignored employee ID and salary. So we have blank for these 2 fields. Or else we can use this notation. It is very easy and simple. It is used for inserting multiple records. Simplify the insertion process. So insert into employee values. So before attribute name, you got to use ampersand symbol. If it is a numerical, no need to use a single quote. For non-numerical attribute, you got to specify the attribute name within single quote. Ampersand of employee ID. Ampersand means it will prompt you to enter value during runtime. Okay. So within single quote, I get given ampersand of employee name, ampersand of department. Since middle 2 attributes are varchar. Next we have salary. So here we have. So here it is prompting message to enter value for employee ID, employee name, department, and salary. So these 4 attributes values we have given, and these attributes values are substituted in this existing command, ampersand command. So here it is inserted. So likewise, if you want to insert next record, then simply you got to give /. So far we have inserted 5 records. So if you want to display the content of the table means simply execute this command. Okay. So here blank indicates null. Only second and third record we have salary field is having null values. In third record, employee ID is having null values, blank. Okay. Next we will we have seen how to execute select statement. So select statement means read and display. So read means it will read the particular column from the particular table. So select employee name from employee means it will display, instead of displaying all the columns, it will display only employee name column. Okay, if you want to display multiple columns, you can specify those column separated by comma. Select. I'm selecting employee name and department from employee. Next, we have seen delete command. Delete command is used for removing certain record from the table. Okay, so we can specify the condition in where class. Okay, it is delete from employee. I'm deleting records from employee table where employee ID equal to 2 means it will go and search for a record having employee ID equal to 2. So here you can see here I have employee ID 2. So this particular record is deleted. One row. So based on this condition, we have only one record. So that row is deleted. Row is called record. So you can see that row is removed from the table. You don't have any employee with employee ID 2. Okay, if I want to delete a record having null values under a particular column, then you got to use check is null condition. Okay, so delete from employee where I'm checking whether salary column is having any null values. Yes, here we go in second record, we have null values. So those record is deleted. Only one record is having null values under salary column. So it is deleted. So remaining you have only 3 records. Now if you can execute update command. Update employee. What table I'm going to update? I'm updating employee table. I'm setting salary of existing attribute called salary that is equal to 30,000 where employee ID equal to 5. So you can check previous value. So here employee ID equal to 5 having value that is equal to 40,000. Now I'm changing this 40,000 into 30,000. So only those based on this condition we have only one record. So one row is updated. You can check after updation. You can check here. So previously it was 40, now it is changed as 30,000. So here I have not given any condition in update command. What will happen? Irrespective of any condition for all the record, the salary field is going to be updated as 25,000. Here we have 3 records. In all these 3 records, salary is assigned as 25,000. That is a update employee set salary equal to 25,000. All the existing record, the salary field is going to have value that is 25,000. Okay, delete command, it is used for deleting. Already we have seen. If I have not given any condition, then by default it will delete all the existing tuples. So truncate, you can also the main difference between delete and truncate is that truncate command no need to specify any condition, but here you can delete command, you can specify the condition and you can delete certain records. Okay, and also delete is slower than truncate. So when we can go for truncate and when we can go for delete means if you want to delete all your existing record, simply you can use truncate command. Or if you want to delete certain record, instead of deleting all the record, if I want to delete 1 or 2 record based on some condition, then you can go for delete command. Commit command, it is equivalent to save in file operation. Save means it will make all the changes in the database hard disk, permanent changes. If you are not executed a commit command means what will happen if there is any power failure or abnormal execution, then all your executions are deleted. It will not be recorded in the database. So periodically try to use commit command, then only all your updations are stored in database hard disk. If you want to exit, then simply exit command. YouTube also.